Parang nagpanting ang tenga ni Danny sa narinig. "You bastard, you're blackmailing me." Kung yan ang pagkakaintindi mo, but I like to think of it as a little nudge you need. Paano kung hindi ko sundin ang gusto mo? Then, those pictures will be delivered to Dante. What happened to you, Lex? Stop being dramatic, Danny. Tonight at 6, I will send you the address. Wika nito, tsaka nawala ang linya sa kabila. Ilang minuto ang lumipas matapos tumawag si Lex, pero hindi pa rin gumagalaw si Danny sa pagkakaupo. Nakatitig siya sa hawak na cellphone na para bang ito ang dahilan kung bakit ang bigat ng pakiramdam niya. Lex had changed a lot. Siya ba ang naging dahilan nito? Pero anong magagawa niya? Hindi niya kayang iwan ang ama na nag-aagaw buhay at ang kumpanya nila at tumira sa ibang bansa. Kahit pa man gaano niya kamahal si Lex. And he lived without letting her explain. And now, coming back with so much hostility. And he just threatened her. Marahil hindi niya kilala ito sa loob ng 4 na taon nilang relasyon. He never talked about his family. And Danny didn't press because she thought they still had time. How wrong she was. Are you okay? Napatingala si Danny at tinignan ang ina na naglalakad palapit sa kanya. Danny tried to compose herself before plastering her smile. Yes, may iniisip lang. Sagot ni Danny na pilit nilagyan ng buhay ang boses niya. Umiling ang ina at naupo sa kama katabi niya. Is this because of the man last night? Hindi ko makita ng maayos ang mukha niya, pero sa tingin ko ay gwapo ito. Wika nito dahilan upang mapailing si Danny. No, payak na sagot ni Danny. Mukhang nakuha naman ng ina na ayaw niyang pag-usapan ang tungkol sa lalaki dahil napunta ang usapan nila sa mga damit at designer bag. After a long hour of thinking, Danny came to the conclusion that she needed to see Lex. Pero hindi dahil sa kumpanya o dahil sa blackmail nito. He needed to know about Alex. She owes to Alex more than anyone else. Dressed in black fitting jeans and blouse, she leaves the house with just a little explanation of where will she going. And of course, she used Arya as her excuse. No one knows that the woman is currently on the south of the Philippines, enjoying the summer and the woman with her. Umaasa siyang sandali lang ang magiging lakad nila. She won't miss Alex's bedtime dahil lang binablackmail siya ng ama nito. Pinark ni Danny ang sasakyan nang makarating siya sa hotel na pagmamay-ari ng pamilya nila. Muntikan na niyang matapik ang noo kanina nang hindi maisip na marahil dito pansamantalang nakatira si Lex. She take the underground elevator and was thankful na wala siyang naging kasabay. Ayaw niyang bigyan ng dahilan ang mga ito, lalo na ang mga empleyado ng kumpanya nila na pag-usapan kung anong ginagawa niya sa penthouse. Danny watched the number light ascending while trying to calm herself. This is just Lex. Maybe he can see reason. But her biggest concern is how will he take the news when it comes to Alex. Will he be delighted or see Alex as a mistake? The elevator ping and Danny take one last deep breath bago lumabas sa elevator. She almost stopped nang makita ang lalaking nakaitim na naka-uniforme at nakabantay sa pinto. Pero tumabi ito at binuksan ang pinto. Nagpasalamat si Danny at nang makapasok ay isinara kaagad nito ang pinto. Hindi gumalaw si Danny at nanatiling nakatayo habang sinuri ang kabuuan ng kwarto. She's familiar with every penthouse on their hotel, as sometimes it became the place for shooting ads or cover for magazines. The open space between the kitchen and the living, the master suite that complete with facilities from ensuite to a wide walk-in closet, the balcony that had a view of the city. She remembers the king-size bed that sits on the dais. Just recently, that had been the place when she photographs the latest lingerie set of her client. It was sexy and empowering. That was the theme. But tonight, it brought a different feeling to Danny. Danny shook her head to erase any inappropriate image she painted. That's not the reason why she's here. Are you gonna stand there all night? Napasinghap si Danny nang may magsalita. Hinanap niya ito and through the dark room, she spotted his silhouette in the balcony, leaning the jamb of the door. Naglakad ito palapit sa kanya at kung hindi lang alam ni Danny, wala siyang mapupuntahan maliban sa pinto sa likuran, ay sinubukan na niyang umatras. She willed herself to stay on the ground, but she was not prepared at the sight of Lex's naked upper body. His torso was covered with black hair, going south, and Aunt Danny knows where. The jeans hung dangerously low. His body is lean without an ounce of fat. It was clear that he spent time in gym. Napakuyom ako ng kamaong nang maalala ang pakiramdam ng katawan ni Lex sa mga kamay niya. Nakita ni Danny ang mapangutyang ngiti sa labi nito. He was expecting her tonight and to surrender on his demand. Tinignan siya ni Lex mula ulo hanggang paa at binalik ang tingin sa kanya. Napataas ang kilay nito at marahil hindi inaasahan ang nakita. He is surely not expecting her to dress seductively, right? That can be easily remedied. Wika nito at tinungga ang natitirang laman sa baso. I'm not here for to have sex. Sagot ni Danny sa nauudal na boses. You might say that word, but your body says another, Lex said and grabbed her arms to remove the distance between them. Lex stared at the woman on his arm. She looks shocked but beautiful, even from the clothes she's wearing. He expected her to seduce him tonight, to be desperate for his help, but Danny surprises him. Not even a hint of makeup. Bitiwan mo ako, Lex, wika nito sa mahinang boses. Nakita ni Lex ang determinasyon sa mukha nito at seryoso ito sa sinasabi. Is that what you really want? Tumango ito at sinunod ni Lex ang sinabi nito. He walked back to the wet bar and poured his glass and the other. He turns and Danny was standing behind her. Kita niyang hindi komportable ito. If it's any occasion, or if he is still the same man he was before, then he would let her go. But he's selfish and ruthless. He's not good with emotions anymore, and he hated the sight of woman crying. But Danny, though, as a little bit scared, was far from crying. Inabot niya ang alak dito at tinanggap ito ni Danny sa nanginginig na kamay. Naupo si Lex sa sofa at tinignan si Danny. Nanatili itong nakatayo at nakahawak ang dalawang kamay sa baso. If she expected him to offer her to sit, then she'll be waiting for a lifetime. Lex thought. He sips the whiskey and enjoys the soft burn of alcohol in his throat. Ilang sandali ay nagtaas ito ng ulo at sinalubong ang tingin ni Lex. He noticed the newly found fire on his eyes, and he was a little surprised when Danny threw the glass at him, only to be evaded by him by leaning his head on the other side. But her surprise was obvious, and Lex knows it was not a usual occurrence. Chapter 3. Napatakip si Danny sa bibig niya at hindi makapaniwala sa ginawa niya. Never in her life that she wished to harm anyone, not even those who she hated, and the proof of that was Marshall. But why now? Maybe the sight of Lex snickering at her, and her choice of clothes made her angry. It reminds of Marshall. He loves to parade her in less comfortable dresses. Or maybe what this means to her? It's been 5 years since the last time she had sex, and it was worse of one. She never entertained the idea of having sex to anyone, no matter how she got proposed many more times. At some point, she wanted to have a one night of carefree sex, but it was impossible to do. Kahit anong pilit niya ay hindi pa rin mawala ang mga imahe na ipininta ni Marshall sa utak niya. Napakuyom ang dalawang kamay niya dahil sa galit. Not only because of Lex's proposition, but because of how easily he made that conclusion when it comes to her. Marahil ay binigyan niya ito ng dahilan upang isipin ito. Dahil narito siya at hindi pa siya nagsasalita sa tunay na dahilan kung bakit siya narito. Lex looking at her lazily while sipping his drink. For that moment, Danny wished she's still holding her glass, just so she could hide her trembling hands. Lex, even with his hard looks and cold eyes, still painstakingly attractive. Alam ni Danny na ang nararamdamang init sa katawan ay dahilan sa attraction niya sa lalaki. At hindi niya ikinakaila iyon. Gaya nga ng sabi ni Lex kanina, iba ang sinasabi niya sa sinasabi ng katawan niya. Pero kahit pa man ganun, ay hindi niya kailangang pakinggan ang sinasabi ng katawan niya. Aalis na ako. Wika ni Danny nang makapag-isip na marahil ay hindi pa ito ang tamang panahon para sabihin sa lalaki ang tungkol sa anak nila. Umikot siya at nagsimulang maglakad. Pero nakakailang hakbang pa lang siya nang napahinto siya dahil sa sinabi ni Lex. I will not sign the deal, and those pictures will deliver on Dante before the night ends. He lazily drawled. It's not a statement, it's a promise he intended to keep. Umikot si Danny at hinarap ito, finding emotions on his hard face, but like she expected, he hid it well. It was like there's a brick wall between her and the real Lex. Unless she take that down, then she will be able to catch a glimpse of the real him. You want me to whore myself to you in exchange to the million of money you inject in our company? And for not sending those pictures to Dante? Tanong ni Danny habang sa isang tinatanggal ang pagkakabutones ng damit niya. Hindi ito sumagot pero nanatiling nakatingin sa kanya. For the first time since last night, she saw a sudden change in Lex's face. Hunger, pure unadulterated lust. And it was like a fuel on the fire that is slowly burning on Danny. She unbuckled her belt, not stopping until she was free from the confine of her pants, and stand rigidly, conscious on the scar on her back. Tell me, Lex, how much is the hourly rate of your whore? Would a month of my service be enough? She asked, walking towards him. Lex gripped the glass tightly while looking at the woman in front of him. He clenched his jaws, trying to control his lust. Alam niyang hindi nawala iyon, pero hindi niya inaasahan na ganito pa rin kalakas ang epekto ni Danny sa kanya. It takes an ounce of control, not to mold her and pin her on the wall and take her hard and fast, deep and careless. Lex almost roared when Danny compared herself to a whore. Nakita niyang hindi ito komportable, pero hindi ito pinigilan ni Lex. Gusto niyang pahirapan ito. Gusto niyang ipahiya ito. Pero sa oras na mga ito ay marahil si Lex ang unang napahiya sa sarili niya. The bulge on his pants keeps growing uncomfortably, and it's poking hole in his fly. He take a good look on Danny's body. Her curves grow in the right place. Her breasts look bigger and softer, and inviting Lex to cup it and lick the pebbled nipple that is now visible in her thin bra. Her body became a man's lustful attraction. Just the thought of any man lusting, looking at Danny's body, made Lex growl and throw the glass, not caring who it hit. The loud crashing and shattering of glass hadn't dented the lust he felt for the woman. The possessiveness is not surprising when it comes to Danny. Unang kita pa lang niya dito nang ipaayos nito ang sasakyan. Sa dating pinagtatrabahuhan ay alam na niyang sa kanya lang si Danny. Danny let out a surprised yelp when Lex unceremoniously grabbed her and deposited her on the sofa. They stared at each other and Lex moved his head to claim Danny's lips, but it was intercepted by her hands. He growled, "No kissing, Lex. Take me fast, hard, the way you fuck any whore you pick on the club." Napamura si Lex sa sinabi ni Danny. "Stop comparing yourself to a whore. I'm warning you, Danny. You would not like how I treat my whore. I'm gonna take you slow until you beg me to come." "No, hindi mangyayari yan, Lex. This is not a love making. This is just sex. You will fuck me hard and fast until you're satiated and you will sign the deal." Lex was caught off guard. Hindi inaasahan ang mga salita sa bibig nito. Alam niyang hindi na ito ang dating babae. Nakita niyang seryoso ang mga mata nito. Something happened to her, and Lex wanted to find out. If there's something you need to know about me, I don't take orders to anyone. Wika ni Lex bago tumayo at iniwan itong nakaupo sa sofa at nakatingin sa kanya. Hindi siya nag-abalang itago ang epekto ng babae sa kanya nang bumaba ang tingin nito sa parte ng katawan niya na ngayon nakataas. Iniwas nito ang tingin pero hindi nakaligtas sa kanya ang pamumula ng mukha nito. He bent and picked up Danny, much to her objections. Hindi ito pinansin ni Lex at inihagis ito sa king-size bed pagkarating sa kwarto niya. Bumuka ang bibig nito para magsalita, pero hindi ito hinayaan ni Lex. He claimed her lips. It was not a sweet or unsure kiss. It was hard, demanding, and punishing. Danny wound up her arms around his neck, and Lex cupped her breast, and they both moaned between kisses. He will take her, but not now. Not yet. But there's no stopping him from tasting her soft, sweet lips for now. Alexander woke up and immediately invaded by the smell of Danny. He opened his eyes and surprised when he noticed that he's the only one lying on the bed. The night did not go according to his plan. The mere thought of Danny's body sent his blood rushing down south and both disparate life. Tumayo siya at nagtungo sa banyo. He stood under the cold shower while his two hands bracing on the wall. His erection still hard even from the cold water. That's the evidence of how much Danny affected him. He refuses to touch himself. He won't succumb to Danny's power over him. There will be a time for that. For now, he will bide his time. Pinatay ni Lex ang shower at kumuha ng tuwalya. Lumabas si Lex sa banyo na nakatapis lang ng tuwalya. Nakita niyang umilaw ang cellphone sa bedside table at nilapitan niya ito. Nakita niya ang pangalan ng kaibigan sa screen kaya sinagot kaagad niya ito. Anong problema? Tanong ni Lex habang naghahanda ng isusuot. What's the problem? You missed the party last night, Alexander. Where are you? Lex rolled his eyes on his friend's dramatic. Lucas DeSantis is a half Filipino, half Spanish car racing driver. His is the most based in Spain, but sometimes travel around the globe, some for work but mostly for pleasure. I'm in the Philippines, sagot ni Lex sa pagitan ng pagbubotones ng damit. Fucking awesome, sarkastiko nitong wika. What about the party tonight? Of course, I'll be there. It's a fundraising event. Higher people and businessmen will possibly be there. It's a good press, sagot niya. Yeah, you need it, and a possible date. But don't worry, I will find someone for you. I know your type. Nope, I already have one. Just focus on getting someone with more brain and less breast. Killjoy? Anyway, bye for now. Someone needed my attention right now. Wika nito at hindi nakaligtas sa pandinig ni Lex ang boses ng babae. Napailing na lang siya. Bye, see you later. Did you review the contract? Tanong ni Lex sa abogado. Yes, everything is advantageous to both of you, considering the company's standing right now. I see no reason you lose the money. If you considered investing, that's it. Losing that amount of money will not dent my account, but I don't want to be caught off guard. What if Dante severed the connection between the two companies? Napabuntong hininga muna ito bago sumagot. It will be hard. Some of the company's investor is a good friend of Dante, and the company will crumble immediately. It will be hard for them to come to the top again, much less operate. But with you on board, that would be a different story. Tumango si Lex. The lawyer left, but Lex is still sitting inside the car, contemplating his decision. He can leave now. His private jet is waiting for him and never come back. Danny is not worth to be in between Dante and Darren's war. He may not send the pictures, but with Darren's carelessness, Dante may know. There's a pressing matter that needed his attention right now. Hindi niya kailangang masali sa gulo sa pagitan ng dalawang pamilya. Pero alam niyang huli na para umatras siya. And with helping Darren, he will kill two birds with one stone. Though the profit will interest him, especially the board, He will own Danny. Lex rubbed the back of his hands to his forehead and instruct his driver to head to Montefalco's hotel. It's just a short ride. Lex arrived at the tall building immediately. Lex notices the look he received but dismisses it. He's still the same man. But it's funny how expensive clothes can attract women and command people's interest and envy. No wonder Alejandro Aragon felt he can do anything, even leaving his family for another conquest and party. He arrived on the top floor, where the hotel operation worked, and immediately surveyed the area. Some of the people who noticed him stopped on working or halt on their truck and stared at him. Lex, with his 6'2" height and wide expanse shoulder, can easily catch attention. Lex ignored them and walked toward the only door on the floor. Before he was able to reach for the handle, a woman appeared in front of him. She's petite and young, a common victim of corporate harassment. He wondered if the young Montefalco extended his sexual desire to his secretary. May kausap pa po si Sir, wika nito. Napansin ni Lex ang pag-aalala sa mukha nito, pero gayon din ang admirasyon. Is it an important meeting? No, but it's his sister. Hindi pinatapos ni Lex ang sasabihin nito at pumasok sa opisina. Naabutan niya ang magkapatid na nag-uusap. Darren stood and dismissed his PA when she tried to explain. Lex's eyes zeroed on Danny, who's standing near him and clutching her purse. Lex notices she's nervous. He can see she's thinking very hard, not by clairvoyance, but the frown on her forehead. He paid her another look before shifting it to Darren. Alexander, hindi ko alam na darating ka. Kailangan kong pumunta sa Singapore bukas. We'll be staying there for a week before flying to Spain. I want to sign the proposal so that anything that left can be handled by my secretary. Wika niya. Nakita ni Lex ang kasiyahan sa mukha nito. Fool, he thought. Darren Montefalco is a good businessman, especially at his young age. But he should know that this type of deal doesn't happen without reason. Dapat ay alam na ito ng lalaki, for he was forced to marry the heiress of Herrera, just save the failing company. Lucky for Darren, he will not be the one who will pay the price. The documents have been signed, and everything is a done deal. Lex looked at Danny and muttered a silent congratulations on her part. Nanatili pa rin itong tahimik sa kabila ng lahat. Her eyes narrowed at her at alam ni Lex na naguguluhan ito. But she's smart enough to know that someone needed to pay. After a while, Lex left the room. He only needed to stay at the elevator for just a minute before Danny joined him. Nakita niya ang sorpresa sa mukha nito. Alam niyang gusto nitong lumabas kaya mabilis niyang hinawakan ang kamay nito upang pigilan sa pag-alis. Lex waited for the door to close before pinning Danny on the wall and swallowed her objection with a kiss. You got what you wanted. Now, it's time you give me what I want. Bulong niya dito at hinalikan ulit ito. Chapter 4. Danny's brain stopped for a second and let Lex kiss her. Alam niyang hindi dapat pangyari ito. Alam niyang dapat ay hindi niya hinahayaan si Lex na halikan siya basta-basta. But when it comes to Lex, she became brainless. It was as if the energy between them fried her brain and she can't think anymore. The elevator dings and they are forced to break the kiss. Tinago ni Danny ang mukha niya habang habol-habol pa rin ang hininga. She can't face Lex. She's ashamed of her reaction when it comes to him. Lumabas siya sa elevator at naglakad patungo sa sasakyan niya. Lex signed the deal and that should made her happy. Pero hindi mawala sa isipan niya ang sinabi nito. Maagang nagising si Danny at umalis sa penthouse nito nang walang paalam. She can't face him after everything. Kahit pa man walang nangyari sa kanila. Hindi niya alam kung anong plano ni Lex. He was adamant to have sex with her. A condition he given. Pero walang nangyari sa kanilang dalawa at pinirmahan nito ang kontrata. Where are you going? Nagulat si Danny nang may magsalita. Umikot siya at hinarap si Lex. Nahigit niya ang hininga nang makita ito. It still surprised her to see him in a tailored fitted suit. And if yours change him, it's that he became more handsome and attractive. Home, sagot niya nang makabawi. No. What do you mean no? You signed the deal. End of story. Bakit sinusundan mo pa rin ako? You sneak out this morning. Wika nito at nagpasalamat si Danny na madilim ang kinatatayuan nila ngayon. Dahil sobrang init ng mukha niya. Naalala niya ang katawan nito na pinagnasahan niya habang tulog pa ito. Kaya hindi tayo nakapag-usap ng maayos. Nothing happened and I want to remedy that. Gaya nga ng sinabi ko, ako naman ang maniningil. And I want you in my bed. Tonight. Hindi makapaniwala si Danny sa narinig. Umiling siya tsaka umatras. No, you already signed the deal. You can't renege on that. And you had your chance. I'm not gonna throw myself to you again. Nanatili pa rin kalmado ang mukha nito na lalong nagpairita kay Danny. Yeah, but I also had another means. Sagot nito at naalala ni Danny ang litrato na pinadala. Tinulak niya ito pero nanatili pa rin ito sa kinatatayuan. You bastard! Hinuli nito ang kamay ni Danny at pinilit siyang humarap dito. I think you need to stop that name calling if you gonna work on my favor. She snorts. Is this the money and power made you? Quit the dramatics. I need to go. Then go, pagtataboy ni Danny. Pinilit niyang tanggalin ang pagkakahawak nito pero bigo siya. Not without you, wika nito at binitiwan ang kamay niya. Hinawakan ni Danny ang kamay na kanina lang ay hawak ni Lex at pakiramdam niya ay naroon pa rin ang init ng palad nito. His hand is hard and callous, a sign of working hand. Even before, Lex is hardworking and had a big ambition at ngayon nga'y nagkatotoo ito. Well, guess what? I'm not coming with you. I can't trust your word anymore. Wika ni Danny pero hindi umalis sa kinatatayuan niya. Napansin ni Danny ang konting pag-angat ng labi nito. Shame, because I also felt the same. So this is all about me ditching you at the airport? You won't even let me explain. Because there's no need. It all happens in the past. The past play a big role in who we became. Tignan mo ang sarili mo. You turn into a bastard. Napailing si Danny at tinlikuran ito. Binuksan niya ang pinto ng sasakyan pero pinigilan siya ni Lex. I need you to go with me. We need to talk. I can't go with you, Lex. I had my job here and my son. I won't leave him alone, sagot ni Danny. Lalo pat hindi maganda ang pakiramdam nito kanina. She felt guilty for leaving him for a night and she won't do that again. You had your mother with him and it's just for 2 days. Wika nito na para bang ganun lang kadali. Bumuka ang bibig ni Danny upang pagalitan ito. Pero sa huli ay nagbago ang isip niya. Alam niyang hindi nito maiintindihan. Umiling si Danny. No, I don't care. Even if you threaten me right now, I still don't care. Nilapitan siya ni Lex at napasandal si Danny sa sasakyan. Sigurado ka ba sa sinasabi mo? I can easily take back the deal. I think you don't understand it, Danny. I'm much worse than Dante. You expect me to put my life on hold just for you? Sigaw ni Danny. And for what? A night of sex? Well, we can remedy that. Maraming hotel dito sa malapit. Pwede mong gawin anuman ang gusto mo. He growled. Akala ni Danny ay pagbubuhatan siya nito nang magtaas ito ng kamay. Hinawakan ni Lex ang mukha ni Danny at hinarap sa kanya. Sinabi ko sa iyong tigilan mo ang pagkumpara sa sarili mo sa isang pokpok. I don't intend to have a one-night stand with you. I will have you until I become bored. Fuck you! I will definitely fuck you, Danny. But not here. And it will be on my terms. Umiling si Danny at kinagat ang pang-ibabang labi niya dahil alam niyang wala siyang magagawa. Alam niyang talo siya. Dahil kahit anong panloloko sa sarili niya, alam niyang hindi niya kayang gawin na iwan ang kapatid at hayaan na bumagsak ang kumpanya nila. Hindi mapakali si Danny habang nag-e-empake ng gamit niya. It was just few clothes, but she's taking her time. Nag-iisip siya ng dahilan kung bakit hindi mabuti ang pagsama niya kay Lex. Pero sa huli, ang napupunta pa rin ang lahat sa kumpanya. Mama! Napatingin si Danny sa anak na pumasok sa kwarto niya. Mabilis niya itong nilapitan at niyakap ng mahigpit. Ayaw niyang iwan ang anak, kahit ang ina niya mismo ang magbabantay dito. Mamamatay siya sa pag-aalala. She will greatly miss him, kahit pa man 2 araw lang siyang mawawala. Binitiwan ni Danny ang anak nang magreklamo ito. Kusot ang mukha nito. And for a moment ay naaalala niya si Lex sa ekspresyon nito. Malaki ang ipinagbago ni Lex sa loob ng 5 taon. Muntik na niyang hindi ito makilala. Pero hindi maiwasan ni Danny ang reaksyon kapag malapit ito sa kanya. Hindi niya alam kung bakit sa loob ng mahabang panahon ay ganun pa rin ang epekto ni Lex sa kanya. Mama, don't leave me, pakiusap nito at nakita ni Danny na maiiyak na ito. Umiling si Danny at hinawakan ang mukha ni Alex at hinarap sa kanya. Pinigilan niya ang sarili na huwag mapaiyak dahil alam niyang mababago ang isip niya. 2 araw lang, baby. Anong gusto mong pasalubong? Toys? Maybe another set of planes? Marami na akong planes, Mommy. Sagot nito at halatang hindi kumbinsido. No, baby. Meron akong alam na wala ka pa. Wika ni Danny at alam niyang sa mga oras na iyon na napasubo siya. Her knowledge on plane was next to nothing. Pero alam niyang mahahanapan niya ito ng paraan. Ayaw niya lang makita ang malungkot na mukha ng anak bago umalis. Really? Limawanag ang mukha nito at niyakap siya. I want that. Just be a good boy, okay? Danny said. Lex noticed the worried lines on Danny's face, but he didn't feel an ounce of guilt. He shifted his gaze on the news on hand. He likes to be updated on current events in the world, as it also affected the airlines. It might be from a football match to a state person visiting another country or a simple celebration. This might bore him before, but Lex learned that to be on top, learning never stops. An attendant gets his attention and informs him that they are landing in Singapore, so they must wear their seatbelt. Tinignan ni Lex ang katabi. Danny is still not speaking, and that only infuriates Lex, cause he saw it as a childish. Are you gonna give me that silent treatment all throughout our stay here? I don't think you want me to speak, Lex. I don't want to, if I can help it. I just lay in your bed and gonna pretend that I like what you are doing. Cause yet again, I'm not paid to object. Sagot nito na nanatiling nakatingin sa bintana ng eroplano. The private plane was only used by them except for the pilot and the staff. And as much as Lex doesn't care of anyone's opinion, when it comes to him, he wanted to avoid an accusing eyes of his staff. And Danny's action was not helping. Anyone who will see her think that she don't want to be here, and that leaves as Lex kidnap the helpless woman. Nagtagis ang bagang ni Lex sa narinig. Be careful, Danny, or I might think you really like to be called a whore. Tinignan ni Lex ang suot nito. It was far from seductive. Heck, it doesn't categorize as being sexy. At alam ni Lex na sinadya itong isuot ni Danny. Pero kung inaasahan itong magbabago ang isip niya, nagkakamali ito. Now Lex looked forward in removing those clothes and once again, feel the smooth skin of Danny. I don't need to pay anyone to have sex, Danny. Women tends to fall at you if you had money. Danny looked at him in disgust and shook her head. Then what am I, Lex? An exception? Should I feel special or grateful? Not every woman will fall for your charms and money, Lex. Take me for example. Are you sure? I learned from previous night not to underestimate the attraction between us. Masasabi mo bang wala akong epekto sa'yo? Kapag nilapitan kita at hinalikan kita, kaya mo bang tanggihan ang mga halik ko? Dahil kung oo, isa kang malaking sinungaling, Danny. Ilang sandaling hindi ito nakapagsalita. Nakita ni Lex ang sorpresa sa mukha nito. Napalitan kaagad ito ng galit. You really are an arrogant, egotistical bastard. Nagpasalamat si Lex at nakasuot pa rin siya ng seatbelt. Marahil ay kanina niya pa kinuha si Danny sa upuan nito at pinupog ng halik para lang matahimik ito. Lex knows something happened to her. Danny never cursed or being this argumentative. As much as she enjoyed this other side of her, it became exhausting. I ordered you to stop behaving like a child, Danny. It's not childish when I don't want to talk to you. It's just your ego who can't take the rejection. Hindi napigilan ni Lex na mapangiti sa narinig. It's so long since someone talked to him like that. Ever since he assumed the management of the airlines people tend to fear him, though sometimes he give them reasons to. Lex silence and waiting for their landing. He will let Danny think he won but not for long. Pagkarating sa hotel ni Lex ay tinawagan kaagad ni Danny ang ina. Wala siyang pakialam kung pagalitan siya nito. Ina niya ito. Kaya alam nito ang nararamdaman niya. Kinagat niya ang hinlalaki nang naglalakad pabalik sa maluwang na espasyo ng kwarto na ibinigay ni Lex. They will be sleeping on different room apparently. Nagsimulang mag-alala si Danny nang hindi pa rin sinasagot ng ina ang tawag niya. Iba't ibang senaryo ang nagsisimulang mabuo sa utak niya. At nagsisisi siya kung bakit narito siya. Kung bakit niya hinayaan si Lex na kontrolin siya. You're gonna turn the carpet if you continue to pace back and forth. Wika ng isang matipunong boses. Tinignan ni Danny si Lex at inikutan ito ng mata bago huminto sa paglalakad. Hindi niya pa rin binaba ang hawak na cellphone. You should consider that it was late night now in the Philippines, as there is no time difference here in Singapore. Wika ulit ni Lex. Nakalimutan ni Danny ang tungkol doon. Pinutol ni Danny ang tawag. Lex has now changed his suit in a black jeans and t-shirt that emphasized his wide chest and narrow hips. His hair was a mess and dark shadows on his jaw. He looked so attractive that Danny forced herself to look anywhere other than him, in case he might caught her ogling him. The food had been delivered. If you don't mind, I like to retire early, wika ni Danny at sinabayan pa ng hikab. Hindi ito sumagot pero tumaas ang isa sa perpektong kilay nito. His face is cool, obviously did not fall on Danny's performance. Itinaas ni Lex ang kamay at hinubad ang damit nito. Napaatras si Danny at muntikan ng matumba sa hindi inaasahang ginawa ni Lex. Anong ginagawa mo? Nauutal niyang wika. What do you think? Wika nito. My Danny, don't tell me you hadn't seen a naked man before. Of course I have. You know that, sagot ni Danny at hindi naiwasang mag-init ang mukha niya. Then stop acting like a fucking virgin and kiss me now. The last words was low, but Danny did not miss the underlying threat on it. No, I'm tired, Lex. I think I had a jet lag. Jet lag, right. In that case, I had no objection in you sleeping. Nakahingap nang maluwag si Danny sa sagot nito, pero panandalian lamang ang natamasan niyang kaginhawaan. Tinanggal ni Lex ang sinturon sa pantalon niya at dahan-dahang hinubad ito. Nanatiling nakatingin si Lex sa kanya habang ginagawa iyon. Danny forced herself to look at Lex's face, but failed to do so. Walang magawa si Danny kundi ang tignan ito, habang isa-isang tinatanggal ang saplot sa katawan. Napalunok siya. Sa parang basain ang nanuyong lalamunan. This feels like a private strip show. Napakuyom ang kamay ni Danny upang pigilan ang sariling hawakan ang matipunong katawan nito. He walked towards her and cupped her cheeks. He just stared at her, waiting her to stop. But there's no stopping the desire they both felt. It was consuming, punishing. It was as if the last 5 years did not happen. And it did not escape to Danny's attention, the bulge on Lex's brief. Lex was turned on, and so was she. Lex kissed her softly, tentatively. Danny did the same, they both treading on thin line. Lex's hands caressed her back up and down, and eventually settled on the swell on her back. He squeezed her ass, and Danny moaned between the kiss, and Lex take the opportunity to plunge his tongue inside and deepen the kiss. Danny crossed her arms on Lex's neck in fear of falling down. Lex is a good kisser, and she might be a little biased on that, cause she only kissed 2 men, and Marcio doesn't come anything close. Lex lay her on the bed without breaking the kiss. His hand wandered inside her shirt and settled on her covered breast. Lex growled, and for a moment, Danny thought that he will end the kiss, and she's mistaken. Lex slanted his mouth and claimed Danny's lips. Hard, punishing. Danny responds with the same fervor, completely forgetting the rules of no kissing. The kiss ends as both of them suck a deep breath. Danny is panting while staring at Lex. She can see desire on his eyes, and it mirrors of what she was feeling right now. She may regret it after, but Danny knows she need to have Lex, to feel his body on her. Akala niya ay tuluyan na niyang nakalimutan ang ganitong pakiramdam. For so long, only Marcio's rough taking was imprinted of her mind, but her body burns with desire on Lex. It was familiar as well as foreign at the same time. Danny knows this is not the same Lex who made love to her gently and softly, but she still wants him. What about the food? She said in breathless voice. It can wait. As if happened, I wanted to taste the dessert first. Sagot nito at inangkin ang mga labi niya. Chapter 5. Danny looked at her reflection on the full-length mirror and immediately loving the exposed area of her back. It was not scandalously improper, but it gave her a feeling of confidence. The black dress was flowing smoothly and fall on her high heels clad feet. She was thankful of Arya for giving her this dress. Her curly black hair was tied in a messy bun that gives the effect of casualness. She applied light makeup and lipstick, respecting that they will be attending a charity event and not a runway show. She looks ready, but she was not. Tinititigan ni Danny ang sarili at huminga ng malalim. Alam ni Danny na walang dahilan para kabahan siya. Ilang beses na siyang uma-attend sa ganitong event at nakasalamuha ang malalaking tao. Pero alam ni Danny na hindi ang pagpunta sa party ang dahilan kung bakit malakas ang kabog ng dibdib niya. Lex was waiting outside, and after what happened between them, she don't know how to act. Ayaw niyang bigyan ng ibang kahulugan ang nangyari sa kanila. It was a payment. Huminga ng malalim si Danny bago lumabas sa kwarto. Naabutan niya si Lex na nakaupo sa sofa at umiinom ng alak. Ilang sandali bago napansin nito si Danny. Nang magtama ang mga mata nila at napasinghap si Danny. He looks handsome and so attractive in his black tuxedo and white shirt. It was tailored perfectly to his body and emphasized his wide shoulder and narrowed hips. Tinungga ni Lex ang natitirang laman sa baso at tumayo. Danny just stand still and waiting for Lex to compliment her. And when Lex just extended his hand and said nothing, it was a surprise that no one hears it, because Danny was sure her heart just fall and break. Let's go, wika nito. Idiot, Danny muttered before allowing Lex to lead. Danny forced herself to smile and greeted some people she knew nothing about. She might be walking beside Lex, his hands resting on her bosom, but it did not stop some women in showing their lust to the man beside her. Alam niyang walang dahilan para magselos siya. Wala silang relasyon ni Lex. Pagkatapos ng gabing ito ay hindi na niya ulit makikita si Lex, pero hindi niya mapigilan ang sarili. It was irrational as well as stupid. Dinala siya ni Lex sa grupo ng mga may edad na negosyante at ang mga batang kasama nito. Ngumiti si Danny at ibinalik ang mga pagbati ng mga ito. Hindi nakaligtas kay Danny ang mga hawak at ang ilang segundong pagtagal ng mga halik nito sa pisngi ni Lex. Hindi alam ni Danny kung hindi lang napansin ang mga inaasal ng kasama nito o sanay na ang mga matatanda sa pakikipaglandian ng mga babae kasama nila. It was then that her patience lost when one of the women grabbed Lex to the dance floor, and the arrogant man did nothing to stop the bitch. And if anything else, he looks like he was enjoying it. Danny, remembering that she's someone Lex paid, forced herself to look calm, though she was boiling inside. I'm sorry, napatingin si Danny sa Amerikanong katabi at ngumiti upang huwag ipakita sa lalaki na apektado siya. Sonia sometime out of control and it became exhausting to me, especially being old. Wika nito at ngumiti ito. It was okay, Dave, sagot ni Danny at ngumiti pabalik dito upang huwag ipakita na apektado siya. You're 48, hardly an old man. Wika niya upang pagaanin ang loob nito. Then, would you mind if I ask you to dance with me? Ilang sandaling nag-isip si Danny bago tinanggap ang paanyaya nito. She knows she's losing face as the time goes by. Some were good at hiding, but others did not bother to hide, as they are busy gossiping about her. As much as she want to blame it to Lex, Danny should have expected it, ever since they left her room and Lex gave her a minimum glance. Aragon was an idiot for leaving you unattended. Wika nito at napatingin si Danny sa mabait na mukha nito. Danny felt sorry for him in choosing a bitch. She can like him, if only she was not busy hurting with Lex's non-existent care about her, and thinking that every man she met will turn like Marcio. Nakalimutan ni Danny hindi lahat ay katulad ni Marcio, at hindi na kailangang magustuhan niya ang mga ito para lang pansinin. She know Dave can be her good friend, if time permit. Hindi niya alam kung pagkatapos ng gabing ito ay magkikita pa ba sila. You're being kind, sagot ni Danny at ngumiti. But please, don't feel sad about me. I know the score between me and Lex. Ngumiti ito at napansin ni Danny na bumata ang mukha nito. They danced to the slow tune and Danny, no matter how she tried to stop herself, turned to the direction of Lex and Sonia. They were too close for being someone who met today, which begged the question, was there something between the two of them? Lex smiled to something the blonde woman said to him, and Danny's heart constrict. They will not part if you continue glaring at their direction. Napaangat ng tingin si Danny upang itama ito, pero nakita niya ang pilyong ngiti sa mga labi nito. Huminga si Danny at nginitian ito. Maybe so, but a woman got to try, sagot niya na nagpatawa dito. I like dancing with you, but they've been dancing for so long to warrant unwanted attention. Maybe I can help you? Napatingin ito sa direksyon ni Lex at Sonia at nakita niya ang pagdaan ng sakit sa mukha nito. He was really in love with the woman. Poor Dave. Napataas ang kilay ni Danny sa sinabi nito. I don't want to create trouble, Dave. Wika niya, pero hindi itinago sa boses ang gusto niyang ipahiwatig. Did you expect me to grab Sonia? Or force to them to break apart? You really wound me, sweetheart. Biro nito at hinawakan pa ang dibdib. Napatawa si Danny sa ginawa nito at ilang sandali napailing. You are something, Danny said, staring at the man. And for a moment, she forgot Lex and Sonia and is starting to enjoy the dance. Nagulat si Danny nang hinawakan ni Dave ang bewang niya at mas lalong idinikit ang katawan nila. It was not inappropriate, but it was uncomfortable for her. Giving her view with men, and for a moment, Danny thought she got judgment wrong. Dave leaned close to her ear that she can feel his hot breath on her neck. She stiffened and Dave started to talk. Just act natural. I think we got Alexander's attention. And please don't look. Habol nito nang gumalaw si Danny upang tignan si Alex. Napilitan siyang ihilig ang ulo sa matipunong dibdib nito. She's starting to calm and enjoying the dance. Dave's chest vibrated, and Danny forced herself to understand what he's saying, but later she found out that she's just humming. Danny smiled widely by the man's attitude. What are you planning, really? Tanong niya nang hindi nakatiis. Why, of course, I'm making Alexander jealous. Sagot nito na para bang hindi naiintindihan ang ginagawa nila. Tumawa si Danny sa sagot nito. Then you are wasting your time. I told you, we don't have that type of relationship. Yeah, I guess you are wrong, sweetheart. Wika nito na nagpagulo kay Danny. Iniwan ni Danny ang mainit na dibdib ni Dave at tinignan ang lalaking nakatayo at madilim ang mukhang nakatingin kay Danny. Napakunot ang noo niya dahil hindi niya alam ang problema nito. Pumasok sa isip niya ang sinabi ni Dave kanina. Pero alam niyang baliw siya kung umaasa siyang magseselos si Lex. I think it's time to change partners. Wika nito sa kalmadong boses. Oh, I guess so. Wika ni Dave na para bang nagulat sa nangyari. Tumingin ito kay Danny at hindi nakaligtas sa kanya ang pilyong ngiti nito. Hindi napigilan ni Danny na mapangiti. Later, Daniel, sabi nito at nilapitan si Sonia. Nakasunod ang tingin ni Danny sa papalayong likod ni Dave at Sonia. At kahit na huminto ang mga ito at nagsimulang sumayaw, ay hindi niya pa rin inaalis ang tingin sa mga ito. Alam niyang hindi niya maiiwasan at kailangan niyang harapin si Lex. Kaya pinilit niyang kumalma at itago ang pakiramdam niya. She turned her head and rested on Lex's cold black eyes. Danny sucked a deep breath. She was thankful that she managed to stay on her place or she'll end falling on the floor. Her knees turned to jelly with the way Lex looking at her. It was cold, but no one can deny the lust on his eyes. I hope you're enjoying flirting with an older man, he said through gritted teeth. Danny was shocked by the accusation. How dare you? Bakit mo ibinabalik sa akin ang pinaggagawa mo? Sagot niya dito na silang dalawa lang ang nakakarinig. Hinapit ni Lex ang bewang niya at idinikit sa katawan nito. Danny was immediately invaded by his scent and made her head light. She's focused on following Lex's step and not on his hot palms that penetrated on the thin material of her dress. Danny felt overwhelmed by her emotions. She's jealous a while ago, and now she feels angry that she wanted to smack Lex's cool face. Though there's still an underlying threat in his stare, but he hid it very well, and Danny wished she could be like him, not to wear her emotions on her sleeve. But she can't live that way. Forcing herself, she pushed Alex and unceremoniously walked to the ladies' room, where she can think without Lex hovering. Pumasok siya sa isang cubicle at naupo. Pinilit niyang pinakalma ang sarili. She performed her breathing exercise and after seconds passed, she started to calm. Danny decided to stay for a little longer, liking the silence inside. Her moment of silence was break when someone knocked on the door. There's someone in here, sagot ni Danny. I know. And if you did not leave the cubicle right now, I'm gonna destroy this fucking door. Nagulat si Danny nang marinig ang boses ni Lex. Mabilis niyang inayos ang damit at binuksan ang pinto ng cubicle. Naisip niyang magtago ulit nang makita ang galit na mukha ni Lex. Don't try my patience, Danny, banta nito. Ano bang problema mo, Lex? Kung naputol ko ang eksena niyo kanina ni Sonia, pues maaari mo siyang balikan. Hindi ko lang alam kung hahayaan ka ni Dave. This is not about me. This is about you. This is all about you. You're the one who threatened me to come with you in Singapore. And after you had sex with me, you gonna act like that I'm some dumb inconvenience. That I'm invisible. I know what you want. But can't you wait to end this night before flirting with someone? Hindi napigilan ni Danny ang sariling sigawan ang lalaki. Tama nga ang kasabihang, hindi dapat kimkimin ang nararamdaman dahil darating ang oras na sasabog ito. Galit na hinablot nito ang braso niya at mahigpit na hinawakan. I am not flirting. And what about you? You are openly admiring a man almost half your age. You are hypocrite. And I'm not gonna stand here accepting your accusation. Wika ni Danny at tinalikuran ito. Nagulat siya nang makita ang lalaking nakasandal sa hamba ng pinto. Nakangiti ito na parabang naaaliw sa nasaksihan. Anong ginagawa mo dito, Lucas? Tanong ni Lex. I was curious, you know. I mean, I haven't heard you had a public sex, but who knows? Wika nito na nakatingin kay Danny. Nailang si Danny sa mga tingin nito. His smile flashing the perfect white teeth and the dimple on his left cheek. He looks attractively handsome in his black tuxedo and white shirt. He almost the same height of Lex and even on size. But the man looks laid back and carefree, the total opposite of Lex. It was as if he treated everything like a game. A playboy for sure. Danny gave him a side eye before looking at Lex. The man stood calmly, as if hearing his conquest was nothing sort of big deal. Well, now you see what happened here. Can you leave us? I want to talk to her. Alone. Galit na wika ni Lex. Itinaas ni Lucas ang dalawang kamay at halatang nagulat sa tono ni Lex. Oh, possessive. Sagot nito at nginitian si Danny. There might be something on you. Hindi nagustuhan ni Danny ang mga ngiting ibinigay nito sa kanya. Huminga ito ng malalim at sumeryoso ang mukha nito nang tumingin kay Lex. Be fast. I'm sure it would not be look good on you being late. And please, after you done it, check if you're presentable. Wouldn't want them to be uncomfortable. Ciao, wika nito at kinindatan si Danny bago tumalikod at iniwan silang dalawa. Chapter 6. Tahimik si Danny na nakaupo sa tabi ni Lex habang ang iba ay masayang nag-uusap sa pagitan ng pagkain. Hindi dahil sa wala siyang alam sa pinag-uusapan nito tungkol sa negosyo, pero pinili niya lang na huwag makisali. Lumaki siya na nasanay sa pangangasiwa sa negosyo nila at nagtrabaho sa hotel bago nahanap ang pagkahilig sa photography. Someone asked her and that's the only time she talked, and even Lex seems disinterested. Mula nang bumalik silang dalawa galing sa banyo at pinagtinginan ng ibang bisita ay naging tahimik ito. Only Lucas enjoyed the attention. In fact, he strived from them. Danny was thankful that he was sitting beside Lex. She don't want to be on the receiving end of his wandering hands. The only silver lining on sharing table with the important guest was that Dave was sitting across from her. Of course, with Sonia on her side. They talked sometimes, making comfortable. She was surprised though when Sonia gave her a genuine smile. She could really want to like her, if only she can forget what happened earlier. I heard that the AAA was striving on your management, Alexander. Wika ng matandang lalaki na pasimuno ng event na ito. Mr. Lee Kuan Yew owns chain of hotels here in Singapore and a renowned philanthropist. He looks scary though, and his voice was authoritative when he speaks. Yes, payak na sagot ni Lex at nagpatuloy sa pagkain na para bang hindi man lang ito nakaramdam ng takot sa matanda. Napansin ni Danny ang pagdaan ng galit sa mga mata nito at halatang hindi nagustuhan ang payak na sagot ni Lex. Nag-aalalang napatingin si Danny kay Lex, pero hindi nito pansin ang pagbabago ng hangin sa paligid. Maging ang ibang kasama nila sa mesa ay tumahimik at nakatingin kay Lex. Pinatong ni Danny ang kamay niya sa hita nito at marahang pinisil upang kunin ang atensyon nito at nagtagumpay siya. Lex looked at her with his cold, emotionless eyes. For a moment, Danny wanted to hide on her shell and just let Lex handle the situation. Pero maging siya hindi matiis ang mga tingin na ibinigay ng mga ito kay Lex. Nung una ay akala niyang dahil sa inaakala nitong may ginawa sila ni Lex sa banyo, pero alam ni Danny na hindi lang iyon ang dahilan. It was like they don't want Lex to be sit with them. But why invite him on the first place? Just what is happening right now? I wonder what was Alejandro feeling right now. Wika ulit ni Mr. Lee. That would be last thing on my mind, sagot ni Lex. At ngayon ay binitawan ang komedor na hawak at tinignan ang matanda. I don't know what you get by bringing his name, and I don't care if you're friends. But you're not doing yourself a favor. Matapang na sagot ni Lex. Kung kanina lang ay takot si Danny sa matanda ngayon, ay katakot-takot si Lex sa paningin niya. It was as if he turned into something she never dreamed of. A cold, cruel, and heartless person. Tinignan ni Lex ang ibang taong kasama nila sa mesa. I know that no amount of money will earn a respect from all of you. And quite frankly, I'm not looking for them. But if you invite me and continue to treat like I'm still a poor mechanic, then I advise that the next time you wanted a big fat check on your event, just ask for it directly. That way, you're saving another invitation for other person, and save your eye from looking at me. Now, if you'll excuse us, we will leave the party earlier than intended. But don't worry, I got your check. Wika nito at may kinuha sa breast pocket nito. Alam ni Danny na ito ang tinutukoy ni Lex na cheque. Hindi inaasahan ni Danny at napasinghap siya nang itapon ni Lex ang cheque sa hangin. Tumayo si Mr. Lee at hinuli ito, dahilan upang mapatawa si Lucas. Tumayo din ito sa sumabay sa kanila palabas. They all stopped when they arrived outside the hotel. Both men were waiting for their car and Danny was observing the interaction of the two. Lucas was not minding the anger on Lex's face, and Lex saw with Lucas' full-on smile. "So, when will I see you again?" Tanong ni Lucas kay Lex. "That depends on where country you're in," sagot ni Lex, at napansin ni Danny na medyo bumalik na ito sa dati. "That would be difficult. I'm going back to Madrid next week and jump to Brazil for the preparation." Sagot nito at halatang naging ito ay nagustuhan ang sagot. Danny knows nothing of Lucas or how the two met, but the bond between them is stronger as brother, and Danny reserved her judgment of Lucas. Maybe his laid-back attitude was not a bad thing considering Lex hadn't minded it at all. Tumango si Lex sa sagot ni Lucas. Nabaling ang atensyon ni Lucas sa kanya at mabilis na inalis ni Danny ang pagkakatingin sa lalaki, pero nahuli pa rin siya nito. Gumiti ito at naglakad palapit sa kanya. "I did not introduce myself formally to you. I'm Lucas DeSantis." Pakilala nito at inilahad ang kamay. "You are so beautiful, querida." Wika nito at nag-init ang pisngi ni Danny sa sinabi nito. She just wished that it was Lex who's saying those words. "Daniel Montefalco," balik ni Danny at tinanggap ang nakalahad na kamay nito. Nang inakala ni Danny na bibitawan nito ang kamay niya, ay nagulat siya nang dinala nito sa mga labi niya at hinalikan ang likod ng palad niya. "Daniel, a beautiful name for a beautiful woman." Wika nito at pinaikot ni Danny ang mga mata sa linyang ginamit nito. Ngumiti ito at alam nito na hindi nahulog si Danny sa pick-up line niya. "If Alexander get bored at you, just find me, tesoro." Biro nito pero nakuha ito ng reaksyon mula kay Alex. Lumapit ito sa kanya at akala ni Danny na hahalikan siya nito. "Love is for weak. Alexander knows that. So don't fucking expect anything from him or trap him using the oldest trick on the book." Bulong nito bago lumayo at ngumiti bago nagpaalam sa kanilang dalawa nang dumating na ang sasakyan nito. Ilang sandaling nakatayo si Danny at nakatingin sa direksyon na kanina lang ay tinayuan nito. Hindi niya inaasahan ang sinabi nito. She admired him for thinking of Alexander's welfare, but to insinuate that she will get pregnant to trap Alexander was fucking unacceptable. And his warning had been 5 years late. They already had a daughter. Though he can rest easy on trapping Alexander on marriage, when Danny herself had no thought of marrying again. Nang makarating sila sa hotel ni Lex ay pumasok kaagad si Danny sa kwarto niya at tinignan ang cellphone niya. Sinadya niyang isilent ito kaya hindi niya namalayan kanina na tumawag ang ina niya. Her mother knows nothing about the party dahil ang alam ng pamilya niya ay trabaho ang ipininta niya dito. Tinawagan niya ito pero walang sumagot. Marahil ay naisip ng mga ito na busy siya, which only added to her guilt. Alam niyang hindi siya paulit-ulit na tatawagan ng ina kung wala itong mahalagang sasabihin. "You're calling your mother again." Napatingin si Danny sa may pinto kung saan nakasandal si Alex at may hawak na baso ng alak. Wala na ang tie nito pati ang jacket at nakautupi ang manggas ng suot nito. The open shirt revealed his hairy chest and Danny swallowed hard. She knew the feeling of his chest pressed against her, the tingle of tiny hair on her chest and on her breast. She remembered the hurt of Lex's disinterest, and it only helps Danny to shift her attention from him. "I miss her call," sagot ni Danny at ibinalik ang atensyon sa hawak na cellphone. Unattended ang nasa kabilang linya at kahit alam niyang makikita na niya ang anak bukas, ay gusto niya pa ring marinig ang boses ng ina. As it was late now, alam niyang tulog na rin si Alex. "And like the other night, it's late now." Sagot nito na para bang hindi alam ni Danny ang oras ngayon sa Pilipinas. Naglakad ito palapit sa kanya at huminto para lang ipatong ang hawak nitong baso sa bedside table. Umiling si Danny at umatras upang panatilihin ang distansya sa pagitan nila. Umangat ang labi nito at halatang naaliw sa pinakitang lakas ng loob ni Danny para tanggihan ito. "We both know that you can't fight this attraction between us, Danny. We proved it last night." "You already get what you want, Lex." "Sa tingin ko ay bayad na ako," sagot ni Danny. Nagtagis ang bagang nito. "I will be the one who decide when this will end." and one night was not enough. No, I will be leaving tomorrow, Lex. Might as well get used to it. Alam kong makakahanap ka din ng pamalit sa akin. Parang may bigig sa lalamunan ni Danny habang binibitawan ang mga salita. It might what her brain want, but her heart was jealous of another woman, touching Lex's body, to be the recipient of his kisses. Pero alam ni Danny na kailangan niyang magpakatotoo. Wala silang relasyon ni Lex. At kung hindi man ngayon ay darating ang panahon at magsasawa din ito sa kanya. But please, not Sonia. Pahabol niya nang maalala ang nangyari kanina. Why not her? You look cozy with Dave on the dance floor. I think I'm doing you a favor. You're the one to talk. Halos walang hangin ang makadaan sa pagitan ni Sonia kanina sa pagkakadikit ng katawan. Nagtataka ako at bakit hindi na lang siyang inuwi mo. Sagot niya at lalo lang nainis nang makita ang mga ngiti sa labi ni Lex. You're jealous, he said in amusement. No, Lex, not jealous, but humiliated. I'm done talking to you. I want to rest now, Lex. I will be leaving early tomorrow. No. No what? About me resting or leaving tomorrow? Tanong niya dahil gaya ng dati ay hindi niya mabasa ang takbo ng utak nito. Both. I want you to stay here for another day. Then you will come with me back in Japan. You're crazy. Uuwi na ako bukas. Hindi pinansin ni Danny ang sinabi nito dahil walang makakapigil sa kanya sa pag-uwi sa Pinas. Kahit ito. Why are you being stubborn, Daniel? Alam kong ramdam mo ang attraction sa pagitan nating dalawa. Bakit hindi ka manatili sa tabi ko hanggang sa mawala ito? Wika nito at isa-isang tinanggal ang pagkakaputones ng damit nito. Hindi makapaniwala si Danny sa narinig mula dito. Hindi niya alam kung matatawa ba siya o sasampalin ito dahil sa kahibangan nito. In case you forgot, Lex, I have a life, and it doesn't include tailing you from every country you visit. And this attraction between us? Yeah, I feel it too. But I'm not that stupid enough to continue sleeping with you while you're still threatening the company that my family work hard to achieve. Sagot niya at ibinaling ang atensyon sa iba nang tumambad sa kanya ang katawan nito. I can separate my private life. Lex's voice dropped from normal to his bedroom voice. He was seducing her and Danny fighting hard not to fall for his charm. The answer is still no, sagot niya at humakbang palayo dito. Lex stared at the woman in front of him. Mula nang makita ito sa suot na dress, ay walang mabuong salita sa isipan niya. Danny is breathtakingly stunning. He wanted to rip the dress but at the same time, love it for accentuating Danny's legs and emphasizing her curves. Alam niyang hindi sapat ang isang gabi lang. Pero hindi inaasahan ni Lex na mananatili pa rin ang malakas na attraction sa pagitan nila ni Danny. Sonia did not come close. He wanted to take Danny and made her see that both of them were slave of this lust. But he's not in the mood to deal with Danny's stubbornness. In case you change your mind, you know where to find me. That won't happen, Lex. Lex gave up the pretense of going to sleep and instead settled in the living room and do some works. He sipped the whiskey and reviewed the company's revenue for the last months. Walang problema pagdating sa AAA at maging sa mga subsidiary companies nito. Pero sa loob ng 5 taon ay walang ginawa si Lex, kundi ang magtrabaho, kaya hindi niya na alam kung paano huminto. He knows how to delegate his works, but most times, he did the works. Of course, he had some downtime. He is a man and also has needs. But unlike his father and Lucas, he doesn't do one-night stand and he keeps his relationship private. He doesn't want anything to cause scandal that might ruin the company he works so hard. But no amount of money ever made Lex contented. Akala niya nung una kapag nasa kanya na ang lahat na gustuhin ay magiging masaya. Kahit pa nga nang napaalis niya ang ama sa posisyon nito sa kumpanya at ipakita nito na ang anak na hindi nito kinilala ay ang naging dahilan sa tagumpay ng kumpanya ay walang naging epekto kay Lex. That even when his grandfather made him the CEO of the AAA, nor the luxury jets and expensive yacht, the only time he feels something, might be it a lust or frustration, was when he's with Danny. Lex? Lex looked up, surprised to hear Danny's voice. For a moment, akala niya pinaglalaruan lang siya ng pandinig. But no, Danny is standing in front of him, wearing just some flimsy bathrobe. Kita niya sa mga mata nito na hindi ito siguro sa desisyon niya. Pero nanatili pa rin itong nakatayo at nakatitig sa kanya. Nakataas ang ulo nito at ipinapakita kay Lex na kahit ito ang naging desisyon niya, ay hindi ibig sabihin na talunan siya. And Lex agree with that. He can't feel the victory of knowing that Danny end up with him. Lex ay wika nito upang upunan ang katahimikan sa pagitan nila. Binaba ni Lex ang laptop sa mesa at ang hawak na baso. Come here, wika ni Lex sa paus na boses. Parang nanuyo ang lalamunan niya sa atraksyong nararamdaman niya. Sumunod si Danny at nang abot kamay na ito ni Lex at hindi na siya nakapaghintay pa at hinila ito dahilan upang matumba ito sa kanya. He groaned by the contact of their skin and the sweet scent of Danny. Unconsciously, he smelled her hair and let out a groan. Hinawakan niya ang ulo ni Danny at iniharap sa kanya. Kita niya ang sariling refleksyon ng pagnanasa sa mga mata nito. Pero nanatili ang kontrol ni Lex kahit gahibla na lamang ito. Are you sure about this? Once I start, I will not be able to stop. You need to make up your mind. Umiling si Danny at ipinakita kay Lex na hindi na magbabago ang desisyon nito. I want you one last time. Akala ko ay hindi ko na mararamdaman ito. You showed up and you might blackmail in sleeping with you. But it doesn't change the fact that I like it. And maybe this will help me in the future to start seeing other men again. Hinigpitan ni Lex ang pagkakapulupot sa bewang nito. He did not bother on hiding his anger. You will not speak on another man in front of me. I will ruin you for another man. You are mine, Danny, only mine. Wika niya at hindi hinayaang makapagsalita si Danny nang sakupin niya ang mga labi nito. Chapter 7. Lex is woken up by the silver of light that escapes from the blinds. Kinapa niya ang katabi pero wala si Danny at tanging amoy na lang nito sa unan ang naiwan. The sound of running water from the bathroom answered Lex's question. Umalis siya sa kama at pinulot ang nagkalat na damit sa sahig bago pumasok sa banyo. Naabutan niya si Danny na nasa ilalim ng shower at hinahayaan ang tubig na tumama sa katawan nito. Nakapakit ito kaya hindi na malaya na naroon si Lex. He takes the opportunity to join her in the shower and loop his hand from her back. Napasigaw si Danny sa gulat. Anong ginagawa mo dito, Lex? Tanong nito na hindi pa nakabawi sa pagkagulat. Sharing the shower with you. It's the best way to conserve water. Bulong ni Lex sa tenga nito at napalyad si Danny sa ginawa niya. It was an ironic statement though, dahil pareho nilang hinayaan ang nakabukas na shower. At that moment, conserving water was the last thing on Lex's mind. Lex, ungol nito. I know, sagot ni Lex dahil alam niya kung ano ang gusto ni Danny. He carries his hands on her stomach, up until it rests on her perfect breast. Danny moaned and arched her body, making her ass cheek press on his member. Lex turns Danny's head and immediately captured her lips. The fire between them had burned out. Instead, it intensifies, making both of them slaves with their lust. Danny deepened the kiss, initiating almost everything, and when she kneels in front of him, touching his steel shaft, Lex let out a growl. He braced his hands on the shower wall while looking down at the most erotic scene he ever witnessed. Fuck, stop it, Lex said and helped Danny to stand. He kissed her once again, traveling south, and settled on Danny's perfect breast. They both groaned and Lex lifted Danny and pinned her on the wall. I need to be inside you now, wika ni Alex, bago inangkin si Danny. Lex left the bathroom first and padded in the bedroom and not totally bothered by his nakedness. He picks up his phone on the bedside table and decided to leave Danny for a meantime to dress peacefully. As he does that when Danny's phone lit up by an incoming call. Parang nabato si Lex sa kinatatayuan. Hindi dahil sa tumawag dito kundi ang litrato ng batang lalaki sa screen ng cellphone nito. Her son was smiling in the picture holding his toy plane. Others might not spot the similarities, considering the kid had so much look like Danny. Pero alam ni Lex, isang kita pa lang sa litrato na anak ang bata. He can see his own feature in the child's face. Alex, he remembered the name, shared the same eye shape and color. His smile might shy but hide some of the playfulness. And Lex remembers his childhood picture, the only picture her mother had, and Lex left inside his mother's coffin after she died. Lex felt rage thundering through him. Walang ibang nasa isip niya kundi galit at pagkamuhi kay Danny. His mind running through many scenarios on how to kill Danny. But nothing satisfied him. Nang bumukas ang pinto ng banyo at iniluwas si Danny, ay hindi alam ni Lex kung saan kumuha ng lakas ng loob na manatili sa kinatatayuan niya. Control. His mind repeated like a litany. And that's the reason why Danny is still standing in front of him. Nagpalipat-lipat ang mga mata ni Danny mula kay Lex at sa cellphone niyang patuloy pa rin sa pagtunog. Hindi siya makagalaw sa kinatatayuan dahil sa mga tingin ni Lex sa kanya. It was thunderous and murderous look. Not even his nakedness able to lighten the atmosphere between them. Alam ni Danny ang dahilan kung bakit galit ito. Stupid, she muttered. Dapat ay inalis niya ang litrato ng anak sa cellphone niya. Pero huli na ang lahat para magsisi si Danny dahil alam na ni Lex ang tungkol sa anak nila. Naglakad palapit si Lex sa kanya at napaatras si Danny sa nakitang galit sa mga mata ni Lex. Hinaklit ni Lex ang braso niya. Take the call, then we will talk. Wika nito na kahit binabaan at pilit na pinapakalma ang boses, ay rinig pa rin ni Danny ang galit mula dito. Walang nagawa si Danny kundi ang tumango na lang. Ilang sandaling nanatili si Lex at akala ni Danny ay nagbago ang isip nito. Pero binitawan nito si Danny at iniwan siyang nakasunod ang tingin sa papalayong likod nito. Naisuklay ni Danny ang mga daliri sa sariling buhok at huminga ng malalim bago kinuha ang cellphone at sinagot ang tawag ng ina. Naabutan ni Danny si Lex sa kwarto nito sa sala sa may hawak na baso ng alak sa kamay nito. Lumingon ito nang maramdaman ang pagdating ni Danny. Danny stopped on her stride and waited for Lex to say something. But the man remained silent for a while, clearly enjoying Danny being uncomfortable. Talk, wika nito matapos ang ilang minutong pananahimik. Kita sa mukha nito ang galit, pero nagawa pa rin itong magsalita ng normal at kalmado. Sa isang banda ay parang may bikik sa lalamunan ni Danny dahil walang salitang lumabas sa bibig niya. I said talk, sigaw nito at hinagis ang basong hawak. Nahagip ni Danny ang hininga at ilang sandaling hindi maigalaw dahil akala niya ay tatamaan siya ng baso. Lex doesn't mind though. Galit pa rin itong nakatingin sa kanya. Huminga ng malalim si Danny at pilit pinakalma ang pusong kumakabog sa dibdib niya. She tried to convince herself that Lex won't hurt her. That what happened earlier was just a slip on his judgment. Pero hindi pa rin magawang kumalma ni Danny. For so long, ayan ang naging rason niya sa tuwing pagbubuhatan siya ng kamay ni Marcio. Anong gusto mong sabihin ko, Lex? You lying bitch, sigaw nito. Tinago mo ang anak ko sa loob ng 5 taon. Wala ka man lang bang sasabihin? What about your reason, ha? Sigaw ni Lex. He closed the distance between them and grabbed Danny on her arms. Paano mo nagawang itago ang anak ko? Wala ka bang konsensya? Singhal ni Lex. He tightened his grip on her arms, and Danny winced but refused to cry or show any weaknesses. I don't owe you anything, Lex. Matapang na sagot ni Danny at alam niyang hindi nagustuhan ni Lex ang sagot niya. The heck you don't? Even worse, you let another man father my son. You are a disgusting woman. You robbed 5 years of his life in knowing his father. You are selfish. You only think of yourself. Umiling si Danny upang itanggi ang binibintang ni Lex sa kanya. But Lex can't be stopped. Did you think that a mere mechanic can't raise your child? Ganon ba kababa ang tingin mo sa akin noon? Did you fuck Marcio knowing my child was growing inside your womb? You are disgusting. And to think that my child will think that he does not want. Does it give you satisfaction knowing my child doesn't know about me? Umiling si Danny. Hindi mo naiintindihan, Lex. Hindi ko alam na buntis ako bago ko pa pinakasalan si Marcio. Paliwanag ni Danny. Binitiwan ni Lex si Danny at naisuklay ang daliri nito sa buhok. Tumawa siya tsaka umiling. Hindi makapaniwala sa narinig mula kay Danny. "And you think I believe you?" Danny bit her lips to stop crying but she failed. Her tears streaked her face. Doesn't soften Lex. It only infuriates him for Danny to act the victim party. "Wala akong pakialam kung maniwala ka man o hindi. You already judge me, so it doesn't matter what will I say," sagot nito. "Tell me, Danny, were even considering telling me about my son? Or I'm gonna be ignorant of his existence?" Tanong ni Lex at ang matagal na sagot nito ay tanging kumpirmasyon sa hinala niya. "You bitch. Stop ko! I miss so much because of your selfishness. My son will think of me as a stranger because you are a lying, manipulative bitch," sigaw ni Lex. His words were like a slap on Danny's face, and she's not able to take it anymore. Danny pushes Lex's chest with all her might and punches it, wanting to hurt the man. "How dare you? How dare you, Lex?" wika ni Danny sa pagitan ng pagsuntok sa dibdib nito. "You left me, Lex. I waited for you to call me. Iniisip ko na baka nauna ka lang dahil ayaw mong masayang ang pinagpaguran mong pambili ng tiket mo. Dahil sa taas ng pride mo, ay ayaw mong tumanggap ng tulong sa akin. Naghintay ako ng ilang araw hanggang umabot na linggo at buwan. Kahit isang text or chat man lang ay wala akong natanggap. Kahit nag-aagaw buhay ang ama ko sa ospital, ay iniisip pa rin kita. Hindi ko alam kung saan ka hahanapin or kung kumusta ka sa Japan. Kinapalan ko ang mukha ko at nilapitan ang ex mo. Umaasang may alam siya tungkol sa pupuntahan mo. Para akong tanga. Sabihin mo, Lex, paano ko sasabihin ang tungkol sa anak natin? Kung hindi kita mahagilap, sabihin mo sa akin, Lex. Kung paano ko sasabihin ang tungkol kay Alex, kung sa unang pagkikita pa lang natin sa loob ng 5 taon at binantaan mo na ang pamilya ko? That's your excuse, Danny. Take it as what you want. But do go telling me I'm selfish when you did nothing since we met blackmailing, threatening my family. You are a hypocrite. You could have told me instead, kept it to yourself. Don't think that I will leave it the way it is. You already had the first 5 years of our son's life. Now, I want mine. Or we can take this to the court. But you don't want that, Danny. I had all the resources to take this, as long as I can, leaving you powerless. And what does that tell you, Alex? Is that how you want our child to experience? To be in the midst of the battlefield, just because his high mighty father can take the blame? You want him to pass like a parcel? You had 5 years now, I want mine. Yan ba ang mangyayari? And if it does, you are not fit to be on our child's life, much less to be the father who will think of his welfare. Lex opened his mouth to counter Danny's words, but immediately halt the words. She adopts a defensive stance, and if not of her tears-stricken face the action, might force Lex to take her seriously. Namula ang ilong nito at mata dahil sa pag-iyak. Nakaawang din ang suot nitong bathrobe at ang munting butil ng tubig na pumatak mula sa basang buhok nito ang naglanda sa makinis na balat nito. Lex did a mental shake and focused on the present situation. Hindi makapaniwala si Lex na mayroon siyang anak. The thought of having a mini version of him was quite overwhelming. But Lex thrives in a situation like this. He just needs to focus and formulate a plan. Focus, control. That's his mantra. I want to see my son. Lex's voice was calm and controlled. He never adopts this feature except when he's dealing with business or talking to Alejandro. Napakunot ang noo ni Danny. Why? Wika nito. Lex almost laughed at the absurdity of the question. Because he is my son, sagot ni Lex, na hindi nangangailangan ng ano pang dahilan. Bago pa man makasagot si Danny, ay iniwan ito ni Lex at nagtungo sa kabilang kwarto. Lex looked at Danny, who's standing and talking to his driver while he was taking a call. His pilot is checking the plane's fuel and another technical stuff before flying. Kung sa ibang pagkakataon lang ay tumulong si Lex, sa pagsiguro na walang problema sa eroplano. Isa ito sa nakagawian na niyang gawin. Pero kailangan niya munang tawagan ang lolo niya. He will not be returning in Japan. And in other times ay hindi nag-aabalang tumawag si Lex sa matanda. Pero sa mga nalaman niya, ay hindi alam ni Lex kung gaano siya katagal mamamalagi sa Pilipinas. Hello, wika ng lolo niya sa kabilang linya. I will be staying in the Philippines for a few days. Sagot ni Lex at hindi nag-abalang kumustahin ang lolo niya. They never had that relationship. He respects him as a businessman, but not so much as a grandfather. Alam ni Lex na hindi nito kasalanan kung bakit namatay ang ina niya. Pero may magagawa ito pagkatapos silang iwan ni Alejandro at naghirap ang ina niya. That might save her. But instead, the old man refuses to acknowledge his existence. Hindi yan gagawin ni Lex sa anak niya. Is this means that you took my suggestion? That would be great, sagot nito at hindi pinansin ang kawalang respeto ni Lex dito. I told you, I will marry within my own terms. I'm just saying to let you know that. I will handle business here in the meantime. Don't use that tone on me, Lex. I met many men like you, Lex, and so far they failed to scare me. Be sure that when you come back to Japan, you already had a bride in tow. Hindi ko man binigyan ng taning ang kondisyon ko, pero hindi ako maghihintay ng matagal. Wika nito sa tonong alam ni Lex na ginagamit nito sa boardroom. But Lex was never scared of the old man. Pinutol ni Lex ang tawag nang nawala ang boses nito sa kabila. Tinignan niya ang screen ng cellphone at nakapakunot ang noo. He will marry, that's for sure. But it would be because he needs to settle down, and not because of love. But so far, he hadn't found a girl who was not up to his wealth and doesn't take emotions into the equation. He wanted to approach his marriage like a business. That way, both sides will not end up expecting too much. There's nothing he can offer except for fidelity and respect. Love was already a hollow word in his mind. Chapter 8. Danny smiled at the woman after serving both of them with delicious food and wine. Nang makaalis ang babae at maiwan sila ni Lex, sa pribadong cabin ng eroplano ay ibinaba ni Danny ang hawak na komedor. Walang siyang ganang kumain dahil sa kabang nararamdaman. Tinaas ni Danny ang ulo at tinignan ang lalaking kaharap. Nakahawak ito ng tablet at sa kabilang kamay naman nito ay baso ng alak. Seryoso ito sa binabasa at para bang wala itong kasama. Napabuntong hininga si Danny at tahimik na pinagsabihan ang sarili. Why she can't be like Lex? Cold and emotionless. Sa huli ay pinilit niya ang sariling gayahin ang pagwawalang bahala nito sa kanya. Pero ilang minuto lang ay sumuko siya. Hindi siya mapakali sa kinauupuan. She really want to go home and to be able to hug Alex. Pero alam niyang hindi lang yun ang mangyayari. Lex is adamant to meet his son. But other than that, he offered no explanation of what will happen after that. She bit her thumb and looked at the cerulean sky. It would be for another 3 hours before they arrived. At hindi na alam ni Danny kung kaya niya bang tumagal nang hindi pinapansin ni Lex. She wanted to ask him so many things, pero ayaw niyang guluhin ito. She might not agree with him calling her a liar, but Danny tried to understand why he is mad. Kung siya man ang nasa posisyon nito ay magagalit din siya. Pero walang karapatan si Alex na pagsalitaan siya ng masama. Ito ang lumayo at tumapos sa relasyon nila na wala man lang pasabi. Napatingin si Danny kay Lex nang gumalaw ito at ibinaba ang hawak na tablet at maging ang baso na hawak nito. Pinag-cross nito ang dalawang hita at ipinatong ang pinagsalikop na kamay. Walang nakaligtas sa mga mata ni Danny kahit pa ang maliit na bagay, gaya ng paggalaw ng hinliliit nito sa ibabaw ng hita niya na para bang nagbibilang. Hindi mabasa ni Danny ang mukha nito, pero isa lang ang nasisiguro niya. Hindi niya magugustuhan ang mga salitang lalabas sa bibig nito. Lex though remains to stare at her and not saying anything. Danny squirms on her seat, not being comfortable with Lex's gaze. Napalunok siya bago makapagsalita. What are you doing, Lex? Tanong niya sa mahinang boses. What? Nagmamaang-maangang tanong nito. You are staring at me and it's rude, sagot niya. Tumaas ang perpektong kilay nito. Sabihin mo ang gusto mong sabihin. We need to get married. Wika nito. Ilang sandaling nawalan si Danny ng kakayahang magsalita. Hindi niya alam kung seryoso ba ang lalaki sa harap niya o pinaglalaruan lang siya nito. But Lex's dark look, telling her that he is being serious right now. Tell me you are joking, Alex. Far from it, Danny. At kung iisipin mo, ay ito ang maayos na solusyon. You don't want me to take Alex from you? And I don't want to be a father on the sideline waiting for my time with my son. I miss so much time, Danny, sagot nito. Alam kong nagulat ka sa mga nalaman mo. Bakit hindi mo hayaan ang sarili mong mag-isip bago gumawa ng desisyon? Pakiusap ni Danny. Gumuhit sa mukha nito ang galit. Stop patronizing me, Danny. This is the only solution I can think of. Umiling si Danny. You know this won't work, Lex. We live in a different country, and your work doesn't stop. You keep chasing deal after deal, as if your company is not high enough. And on top of that, we don't love each other, she said, but her voice was lacking in conviction. I can't compromise, Danny. As of now, I will be working here in the Philippines. I can work here and delegate some with my VP in Japan. And regarding the last subject, I ask you because I know that we don't love one another. Love is for a crazy fool. Fidelity and loyalty will make this marriage work. You should know where I'm coming from. After all, you married with love and look where it gets you. Danny wanted to correct Lex, pero alam niyang nagsasayang lang siya ng laway. Hindi niya maintindihan ang lalaki. Alam niyang galit ito sa kanya pero nagawa pa nitong alukin siya ng kasal. Alam ni Danny na si Alex lang ang habol nito. Pero kung gugustuhin ni Lex ay kaya nitong kunin sa kanya. Hindi kailangan na pakasalan siya nito. Except if this another form of his revenge. I need time to think, Lex. Lex gave her a humorless laugh. That won't work, Danny. I won't wait for my time when it comes to my child. Don't you understand that I had 4 years to make up for? Stop being a selfish mother. You already did so much damage. Napakuyom ang kamay ni Danny. She wanted to lash out too, gaya ng ginagawa ni Lex. Pero hindi niya makita ang magandang maidudulot nito. Stop calling me names, Lex. Ito ba ang gusto mong ikasal tayo? Kahit hindi natin magawa na mag-usap ng maayos? Nang hindi nagpapalitan ng masasakit na salita? I want an answer now, Danny. You should know by now I don't stop until I get what I want. But if you want to take the difficult way, be sure that you are prepared to fight. Cause I will use anything, Danny, to take my son from you. Banta nito. Lex's face was dark with anger. Umiling si Danny at kahit ilang beses na niyang nasaksihan ang pagiging makasarili nito. Hindi nagustuhan ni Lex ang pananahimik niya. He pulled something from the leather bag that seated between him and threw it on Danny's direction. It falls with a loud thud on the table. Kinuha ito at tinignan ang laman. She lost the ability to speak and in her fury threw the pictures on Lex's face. You are a ruthless, cold-hearted bastard. Sigaw ni Danny bago tinanggal ang seatbelt at pumasok sa kwarto ng eroplano. She made sure to lock the door bago bumagsak sa kama at isiniksik ang mukha upang hindi marinig ang pag-iyak niya. Lex, surprised by Danny's outburst, lasted only for a second, and only of the reason that one of his attendants bursting inside the cabin with a worried look on her face. Lex masked his anger with a smile and immediately rose, let out a sigh of relief before excusing herself. Lex picked up one of the pictures and stared at the smiling face of Darren Montefalco. It was dated for a while, and that speaks volumes of his interest when it comes to Danny's family. Hindi niya akala na darating ang panahon na magagamit niya ito. Even after Danny married Marcio Lamsa, and Lex is slowly making names in the business world, he never able to forget Danny. Not even hot models and actresses able to cure his hunger for the woman. Control and hatred was the only reason that he was able to resist coming to her after hearing about her failed marriage. In 4 years, Lex reasons out that the woman did nothing mean to him. Only now, he saw it a big mistake. Tumayo siya at naglakad papunta sa nag-iisang kwarto ng eroplano. Sinubukan niyang buksan ang pinto at hindi siya nagulat nang malamang nakalak ito. He fished the key in his pocket and opened the door. He was welcomed by the dark room, given no indication of where was Danny. Relying on his memory and his eyes, slowly adjusting to the dark, he walks toward the bed. The small lamp on the sheets indicated that Danny was underneath. He heard the small sob and Lex forced to join her on the bed. Danny leaps out after Lex, "Sit," and only if not for his better reaction, Danny is able to run from his again. "Let go of me, Lex," wika ni Danny at hinihila ang kamay mula sa pagkakahawak nito. "No, hindi na tayo bata, Danny. Hindi maaayos ang problema na ito kung hindi tayo mag-uusap ng maayos," sagot ni Lex. Tumawa si Danny sa sinabi nito at pansamantalang nakalimutan ang pagkakadikit ng katawan nila. "You had the audacity of telling me that when you done nothing except threatening me, blackmailing me solely for your own advantage. I don't get where I am today if I played fair." "You are a jerk, Lex. This is not some business deals you need to tread coldly and emotionless. From the moment that I saw you until now, I haven't witnessed a genuine smile on your face. You operate like a robot, and believe me, a child will able to pick that up. Hindi mo mapupunuan ang pagmamahal ng material na bagay. At kung hindi mo kayang ibigay yan kay Alex, mas mabuting hindi niya malaman ang tungkol sa'yo. That will hurt him, and believe me, Lex, I will fight you tooth and nail when it comes to my child. I will do the same with my son. Don't ever doubt it." Binitiwan ni Lex si Danny at tumayo. "Get some rest. We will not be landing anytime soon." Danny pacing back and forth in her small office building. 2 araw na ang lumipas mula nang ihatid siya ni Lex sa bahay niya. Pero wala pa siyang naririnig mula dito. She should feel relieved. Instead, ay lalo lang siyang kinabahan. What if Lex is biding his time? What if he's planning a surprise attack? And Danny left no choice but to give up her son. She hated feeling helpless. Pakiramdam niya ay bumabalik siya sa dati, kung saan wala siyang magawa kundi tanggapin ang pananakit ni Marshall sa kanya. "Another pacing in front of me and I will throw my phone in your head," wika ni Arya na hindi inaalis ang tingin sa hawak nitong phone. Prente itong nakaupo sa swivel chair ni Danny at nakapatong ang paa nito sa mesa niya. "It's been 2 days, Ar. Wala pa rin akong naririnig mula sa kanya. Para na akong mababaliw sa pag-aalala," sagot ni Danny at napasabunot sa sariling buhok. "Wait for him to call," sagot nito, na para bang ganun kasimple ang problema na dinadala ni Danny. "I can't just wait him to call or meet up. Paano kung nagpaplano na pala siya na kunin sa akin ang anak ko? And I was caught off guard dahil hindi ko na-anticipate ang hakbang na ginawa niya," she said hysterically. Napabuntong hininga si Arya at tinabi ang hawak nitong cellphone. Gustong batuhin ni Danny ng sapatos ang kaibigan dahil sa hindi nito magawang sumuporta sa kanya. Maybe she's being paranoid a little bit, but she needs someone to understand her. And she can't run to her parents dahil wala itong alam sa relasyon nila noon ni Lex. Nag-iba ang ekspresyon sa mukha ni Arya at nakita ni Danny ang simpatsya dito. She felt guilty into thinking that Arya doesn't understand her. "You can't make a blind moves, Danny. This is not a chess. The stakes are high that you can't afford to lose. Kung a-action ka ngayon at imbes na makabuti ay nakasama sa iyo, isipin mo ang anak mo ang ipinaglalaban mo." Alam ni Danny na tama ang kaibigan. And doing the first move is not an option either. Binagsak ni Danny ang katawan sa sofa. She was tired dahil hindi siya makatulog ng maayos sa pag-aalala. Hindi niya alam kung nasaan si Lex. Ang duda niya ay nanatili ito sa hotel niya at pinag-iisipan ang plano nito. As much as she wished na sana bumalik na ito sa Japan, ay alam ni Danny na panahon na para malaman ng pamilya niya ang tungkol sa tunay na ama ni Alex. Pero paano niya magagawang sabihin sa mga ito kung hindi niya mahagilap si Lex at kung ano ang plano nito pagdating sa anak nila? Nabalik sa kasalukuyan si Danny nang tawagin ni Arya ang pangalan niya. Tinignan niya ito at tinanong kung anong kailangan nito. Imbes na sumagot si Arya ay inginuso nito at direksyon ng pinto. Danny almost let left out of breath when she saw Lex standing in his black tailored fit suit. His hair combed backward and dark shadow on his stubble covered his hard jaws. His eyes fixed on her, and Danny forced to stand his hard-penetrating stare. Lex. Danny forces herself to sound normal. Instead, his name escapes from her mouth in a breathless, hoarse voice. She caught to cover her slip up, but Arya did not miss that, and an amused look was written on her face. Lex stepped inside her office without getting invited, and stopped at arm's length from Danny. The smell of musky and other manly scent invaded Danny's nose. She fisted her hands to control herself from reaching Lex. We need to talk, wika ni Alex. Nakakunot ang noo ni Danny. He sounds serious. He looks so serious. Danny knows it's not a good thing. Ito ang gusto niya, di ba? Ang mag-usap sila ni Lex at matapos na ang pagpapahirap sa kanya ni Lex dahil sa mga eksenang pumapasok sa isipan niya. Pero bakit ayaw niyang harapin ito? Danny, kinuha ni Arya ang atensyon niya. Nakatayo na ito at handang iwan ang dalawa. Nabasa ni Danny ang tanong sa magandang mukha nito. Ilang sandaling nanatiling nakatingin si Danny sa kaibigan bago tumango bilang sagot niya. Pinaikot ni Arya ang mga mata nito at hindi alam ni Danny kung para saan iyon. Sa huli ay hindi niya nalang pinansin ang kaibigan. Hindi nakaligtas kay Danny ang pag-irap na ginawa ni Arya sa direksyon ni Lex bago lumabas sa opisina niya. But Lex seems oblivious dahil nanatili pa rin ang mga tingin nito kay Danny. Chapter 9. Now what? Tanong ni Danny sa sarili nang maiwan silang dalawa ni Lex sa opisina niya. Naghintay si Danny na magsalita si Lex dahil ito ang may kailangan at hindi siya. Of course, marami siyang tanong sa lalaki. Unang-una na naroon ay kung saan ito nagpunta nang mawala ito ng 2 araw. Not that Danny wants him to recount every event. She just wants to know what was the important thing he needs to attend, that he needs to leave her being miserable, overthinking every scenarios that might happen, that she's afraid that her head might explode. And now, he walked inside her office uninvited? What an arrogant and insensitive man. Lex remained sitting comfortably, crossing his legs and calmly ticking his forefinger on the armrest of the seat. Nagsisi si Danny kung bakit naupo siya kaharap ito at hindi sa komportableng swivel chair niya. At least alam niyang may pagitan sa kanilang dalawa. Natatakot siya na baka magkusa ang kamay niyang abutin ito. Danny mentally shook her head and tried to focus on what's important. Huminga siya ng malalim bago nagsalita. What are you doing here, Alex? Tanong ni Danny nang hindi matagalan ang katahimikan sa pagitan nila ni Lex. Hindi niya napigilan ang pagtaas ng boses. Lex raised his perfect brows as if amused by the question that escapes from her mouth. Alam mo kung bakit ako nandito, Danny. I need your answer. Sagot nito at hindi man lang pinansin ang pinakitang ugali ni Danny. Nagtagis ang bagang ni Danny at napakuyom ang kamay niya. Oh, akala ko ay nakalimutan mo na yan nang mawala ka ng 2 araw at wala man lang akong narinig mula sa iyo. Wika niya at huli na bago niya pagsisihan ang mga sinabi niya. Para siyang batang nagrereklamo. Napangiti si Lex. Did you miss me? Tanong nito at pinaikot ni Danny ang mata. Piniling huwag sagutin ang tanong nito. It was easier than to think of an answer to his question. What she felt for the man is complicated. Sometimes she wants to smack his head, but most times want to kiss him. Danny cleared her throat and mentally shook her head to clear those indecent thoughts. No, sagot niya. Pero alam ni Danny sa tingin pa lang nito ay nabasa na nitong nagsisinungaling si Danny. That same goes with your demand. I will not marry you, Lex. Nagdilim ang mukha nito at alam ni Danny na hindi nito nagustuhan ang sagot niya. But he needs to suck it up. She will not enter a loveless again. If you really want to do it in a hard way, I can give it to you. This might be the last time we will be having this talk. The next time, you will be dealing with my lawyer. Matigas na sagot nito. And while we're dealing with that, because you chose the difficult way, I want to see my son and spend time with him. Hindi makapaniwala si Danny sa sinasabi nito. You can't do that, Lex. Wala akong pinagsabihan ng tungkol sa'yo maliban kay Arya. Technically, You are a stranger to him, and it will only confuse Alex. And whose fault was that? My son will think that I abandoned him, that he is not wanted. Hindi ko alam kung bakit hindi mo pa sinasabi sa magulang mo at kay Alex ang tungkol sa akin. You are testing my patience, Danny. Do you want me to break the news to them? Because I will gladly so, he said furiously. Napatayo si Lex at napahilot sa sentido. His hand is trembling and Danny can point it to his rage. Don't be stupid, Lex. Sagot ni Danny na sinabayan na rin ang galit ni Lex. You will not be the one to tell my parents, especially to Alex. And don't even go behind my back, or else I will take Alex away to you. Banta ni Danny kay Lex. It was a stupid thing to say, pero huli na bago maisip yun ni Danny. Sa isang iglap lang ay nakalapit si Lex kay Danny. Mahigpit nitong hinawakan ang braso niya at pinatayo siya. Humigpit ang pagkakahawak nito at puno ng galit ang mga mata. For a moment, ay akala ni Danny na sasaktan siya nito. She even closed her eyes to prepare herself to any possible pain. Lumipas ang ilang sandali ay walang nangyari at binuksan ni Danny ang mga mata. It settled on Lex's cold eyes. Though he's still sitting with anger, Danny can see that he's slowly regaining the control. You don't go unscathed after threatening me like that. With my son nonetheless, banta nito. I'm sorry, wika ni Danny, dahil alam niyang mali ang sinabi niya. Pero hindi ko ginusto ang sitwasyon na to, Alex. 5 taon kang nawala, at ngayon ay gusto mong pamahalaan ang buhay ko? Paano ko sasabihin sa magulang ko na ikaw ang tunay na ama ni Alex at sagutin ang mga tanong nila? Kung maging ako ay walang alam sa plano mo tungkol sa anak natin. You just disappeared 2 days after demanding me to marry you. You are not helping the situation. You're making it more complicated. Binitiwan siya ni Alex. Hinawakan ni Danny ang braso na kanina lang ay hawak ni Lex. She can still feel her hard, callous hands. The heat of his palm is still burning on her sensitive skin. This kind of awareness and reaction is one of the reasons why she can't marry Lex. She felt too much for him that it's impossible to enter any platonic relationship with the man. Then let me make it simple for you, Danny. I will come with you. And you will tell to our son that he had a father who wants him. The same goes for your parents. After that, I will take Alex with me to spend some time. Preferably just the 2 of us, Lex said and looked at Danny as if challenging the woman to defy him. Lex, please. Alex is still too young to comprehend everything. Hindi niya maiintindihan kung bakit kailangan niyang sumama sa iyo at malayo sa akin. At least, let me come with you, pakiusap niya. Ilang sandali itong nag-isip. Akala ni Danny ay pakikinggan nito ang sinabi niya. Nope, it will not help him if you are there, sagot nito. Parang binagsakan ng langit at lupa si Danny, pero hindi niya hinayaan si Lex na magtagumpay. She raised up her chin and proudly looked at him. I'm his mother, Lex. You can't just take him away from me. No one will let you, sagot niya. Ngumiti si Lex at nilapitan si Danny. He clips her chin and forced Danny to look at him. But you will let me, right, Danny? In fact, I dare you. What's eating up with you? You know you can tell me, right? Malambing na tanong ng ina niya. Iniwan ni Danny ang ginagawa at pansamantalang kinalimutan ang mga litratong kuha niya. Akala niya ay walang nakapansin sa mga kilos niya kanina habang kumakain sila. Not Alex, of course. The kid was oblivious with his mother's misery and keep on talking about his toys. And of course, his favorite topic nowadays, going to school. Her mother did not though. Ilang minuto pa lang siya sa kwarto niya ay sumunod kaagad ang ina. Danny can't avoid the topic anymore. Lex won't definitely let her. Hindi maalala ni Danny kung paano niya napapayag si Lex na hayaan siyang sabihin sa magulang ang tungkol dito. But before he can open her mouth, her father entered the room and frowned when he saw them. Nilapitan nito si Danny at ipinatong ang kamay sa balikat ni Danny. Is there a problem, Danny? Tanong nito. Kita ni Danny ang pag-aalala sa mukha nito. Pinigilan ni Danny ang sariling huwag umiyak. But her emotions get the best of her. A single tear escaped from her eyes, and soon it was like a waterfalls. Parang may bikik sa lalamunan niya nang buksan niya ang bibig at magsimulang magsalita. It's about Alex's father. Sagot niya sa pagitan ng pag-iyak. You mean Marcio? Tanong ng ama. Nagdilim ang mukha nito nang banggitin ang pangalan ng dating asawa ni Danny. Why? Is he here in the Philippines? Danny understood her parents' reaction on mentioning Marcio's name and can sympathize with the confusion. Alam niyang dapat ay sinabi na niya noon sa magulang ang katotohanan nang malaman ang tunay na ama ng dinadala. But she was afraid of Marcio back then. Even now, it has been years since the last time she saw Marcio. After he'd been served by a restraining order and his family migrated, ay wala na siyang narinig mula dito. She preferred it that way, pero hindi mawala sa isip ni Danny na baka isang araw ay bumalik ito at kunin si Alex sa kanya. Hindi nito alam na hindi siya ang tunay na ama ni Alex, at kahit malaman nito ay alam ni Danny na magiging banda pa rin ito sa kanila. He might take Alex has to get back at her. Hindi makalimutan ni Danny ang galit sa mukha nito nang huli silang magkita. Umiling si Danny na nagpakunot ng noo sa magulang. Marcio is not Alex's father. Lex, Alexander Aragon is Alex's father, sagot niya. Ilang sandaling hindi makapagsalita ang magulang niya. Parehong nakaawang ang bibig ng dalawa at hindi makapaniwala sa narinig mula kay Danny. Her mother was the first one to recover from being shocked. What? You mean you had an affair with Alexander Aragon? Tanong ng ina niya at napatakip sa bibig nang maging ito ay hindi makapaniwala sa mga salitang lumabas sa bibig nito. Kung sa ibang pagkakataon lang ay matatawa siya sa reaksyon ng ina. But not in this matter. Napayoko si Danny dahil ayaw niyang harapin ang tingin ng magulang. She know they are disappointed in her. They had the same look when they learned that Marcio had been abusing her. Nakita niyang ang galit sa mga mata dahil sa sinapit niya. Pero higit pa doon ay ang pagkibigo niyang ipaalam sa mga ito ang tunay na estado ng relasyon niya sa asawa. I'm sorry. Alam kong dapat noon ko pa sinabi sa inyo. But I dismiss it. Inisip kong wala din namang magandang maidudulot at hindi ko rin alam kung saan hahanapin si Lex. Paliwanag ni Danny. Niyakap siya ng ina at bumulong ito ng mga salita na nagpapagaan sa bigat na nararamdaman ni Danny. Her father followed and slowly pat her on the back. Tell us the whole story, Danny. Wika ng ama. Pero kalakip ng boses nito ang pangunawa kung hindi pa handa si Danny. Tumingala si Danny upang tignan ang ama and he gave her a reassuring smile. Danny takes a deep breath before he started telling the story about her and Lex. The first time they met when he was just Alexander Alvarez, a simple and kind mechanic. The time when Lex was so shy when to ask her out. The time when Lex made her promise to keep the relationship to themselves until he can give Danny the future that she wants. The hardest decision Danny had faced when she was needed by her family and in the process, left Lex waiting in the airport. Everything came back like everything memory had not been forgotten and just stored at the deepest part of Danny's head. She can feel the agony of waiting for Lex to call or even texted her. The fears of losing her father. The time they met again, but Danny omitted to tell them about his revenge. It all came back easily like the floodgate had been lifted up, and the rush of memory and the feeling felt so real that Danny shivers. Her mother consoles her